Right.
Cool.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Crazy Crafter live stream. My name is Colin Bresci. I am the Crazy Crafter, and I'm joined by another fellow Crazy Crafter, a fellow chilling wargamer, Elston from Elstonation. Welcome to the stream, brother. Ooh, the music queued up here for you, too. Look at that.
The scary ice cream van sounds. Were you on the stream the other day?
Yes, I was there last week. Are they outside? Let's see
yeah,
if we
yeah.
can listen to them. Hold on.
I'm waiting to see
Can
if
we
it
hear
kicks
them?
off. Give me, like.
We
it
have
stopped.
to hear it.
It's like, if you hear it, it's something out of a horror movie.
It's nightmare fuel. I was getting my breakfast burrito last week, and I heard it. I'm like, is that the ice cream truck? Because it sounds like I ain't going to that ice cream truck. I'm not sending my child to that ice cream truck. And the fact that it was sending chills up your spine, you're like, this is terrible. It sounded like it was going to come attack you during the stream.
It's so loud. It sounds like it's coming through the wall. It's like, oh god. He hasn't quite shifted yet. He's serving someone. I think his name's Mario.
He's serving someone right now. Is he serving someone or serving up someone?
Yeah. I don't know. I can't see the other side.
See. Don't look. You're going to go. One day you're going to go and it's going to be the best ice cream ever.
Yeah, it's just be like, yes.
It's going to be spectacular.
Yeah, instead of terrifying me.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the stream, everyone out there. Tabletop Ready Minis is out there. Cross from Campaign Terrain. Zane from Zane Morgan Crafts. John Lombardi from Tabletop Witchcraft. Lil Gwen is out there. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Everyone's saying Elston's face, LOL. Elston's face. It's because we're talking about creepy ice cream van.
It's a little scary.
Zane is saying, oh, I hear it. Let's hear it. I'm cutting.
It's so scary.
It is scary. It's distant. I promise you. Like, I think the other day he had like.
It was super loud.
He had it on black. Like he was like, "World, I'm here."
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like, oh my god.
Come to me.
Yeah, come to the ice cream truck. Zane is saying, if you want creepy sound, look up Chicago tornado siren. We'll take your. Oh, I'll have to look that up.
Oh, is that like the whole silent? Is that the whole like Silent Hill thing?
I don't know.
I
mean, the Chicago tornado. Oh, so there. It's the tornado sound is a. It's the sound that goes off. There's like different things. There's warnings. There's sirens. But basically, when the siren goes off, like one spot, and it's like I think it's like touchdown on the ground. So that's what he's talking about. Okay. Those are a little bit ominous, and I think they're ominous because I was having a conversation with I was actually talking to DM Scotty the other day about bad weather, and we were talking about earthquakes versus tornadoes, and I was just like, I'll take an earthquake any day, because earthquake, you don't know what happens. It shakes, rumbles, and rolls, and then you're done, right? You have no warning of it. But with a tornado, you can literally see the sky change, right? It's like it's an amazing color palette, because like it goes from like grayish cloud to black dark clouds to like emerald green, and it like I've been in Elston where the whole world looks like the season finale of Loki, where it's like all green, and you're like, what is happening? I'm in the void, like I don't know what's going on, and it's a little freaky. So, and then coupled with that tornado siren sound, it can be freaky.
See, you guys, like in the UK, I don't know what we've done over the years and all of our existing that spans back to the beginning of time. We seem to have eliminated every natural threat towards us whatsoever. So we have no natural predators anymore. Like, we got rid of wolves, bears, all the thing. The only thing is a black adder. That's the only thing that we're like, ooh, but you'll never see one.
You'll never see one.
We don't get earthquakes, we don't get tornadoes. The only thing we've got close to a tornado is sometimes small ones happen, and it lifts up people's gazebos, and you see a gazebo just flying in the air across someone's house.
I mean, that's still something to contend and compete with. Like, I mean, that's pretty good. You guys get you. It sounds like you got it pretty tame, which is
Yeah,
good.
it does. It doesn't like you won't see paper bags or anything flying up with it. It'll just be one gazebo just drifting.
The only thing you have to worry about is psycho ice cream trucks.
Yes, exactly. We've got plenty of them, and they're terrifying.
Well, we're thrilled that all of you joined us today for today's stream. It's always a joy to have Elston on the Crazy Crafter. Elston's over in his channel, Elstonations, got some wonderful videos over there. But I also love you've been streaming a lot, a little bit more regularly, and I'm really enjoying your streams over there. And I always love having you on, Elston, because when it comes to miniature painting, I do not know of a higher volume batch painter that can do such a high volume at such great articulate detail within their work. So it's lovely to have you. Oh, I'm gonna give you. Are you ready? I'm gonna give you a little bit. I'm in director mode. The way I have it framed. There you go.
Right.
You got to shift to your left a little bit to keep. There we go. Yes.
Right. Okay,
yes.
right.
Now you're in frame.
Okay.
Now we can see that beautiful face. All right.
Okay. I'll shift the seat a little bit.
I should have given you that earlier, because I've been thinking about that note for forever. I should have given it to you earlier. Anyway,
cool.
Elston's a fantastic mini painter, and he likes to. I think the thing that I always enjoy. I like seeing the tally videos, like on the goals that you were. It's kind of a recap of what you accomplished in a month, and like trying to keep up and track what you've painted and so far. So I'm thrilled to have you on, and we can share some tips and tricks with everyone out there in the community today.
I do like the fact that, well, you and me have never been left alone together.
Oh,
there's always been other people.
That's
so
true.
I've usually got Pickles trying to rein me in or something like that. So yeah, I get to do my own thing, which is really fun.
It's great.
So it's a joy to be here, and the whole productivity. It's interesting. Recently, I've seen a lot of videos coming out from a lot of content creators talking about like speed, efficiency, all of this stuff. And it's really interesting seeing all of their takes on it, and I want to say the kind of abstract expressionism of trying to convey efficiency towards people without directly telling them, do this, do that, do that, do this, do that. It's kind of interesting to see everyone's different take on it. I just like the fact that I'm like, I've painted more models than you though.
I posted in the chat, Elston, right? I think I told you this right before we popped our faces on the stream, which was, I asked, what's the most minis any of you out there have painted in a day? Zane from Zane Morgan Crafts put 3 up there. That's mine. I painted 3, and they were generic little soldiers. That but I was proud of those 3 because I had about 6 hours, right? And I know some of you may be like, oh, 6 hours, like that was not a lot of time for me. I'd never attempted more minis. I'd never attempted to paint that many in one day. This is a couple years ago. And I was trying to get them done for the one shot we were running that day because we needed like a little army, like a little squad of guards. So I painted up these three little guards, our Scarlet Brigade as they were, and I got them done from start to finish in under that 6 hours, like sealed, ready for the tabletop, and I was so happy for myself. So all of you put your. I'm curious to see how many you all have painted in a day. And Elston, what would you if you can recollect? What's the most you painted in a day?
I think it was a very generic thing. So by all means, like you can do different levels of painting and stuff like that. Sure. Although they're not actually levels, as I've stated in the past. I think it's about 30 or 40 in a day. So
30 or 40.
I say
multiples
all that.
Of 10.
Yes, yeah. There's always there's such an illusion that goes on with all this productivity that like, so for example, I say I paint 30, 40 in a day. I don't count all the bases that I've prepped beforehand.
Oh, okay.
So I may not have painted the bases, but I may have glued them all down, done all the rubble and everything like that, and prepped all of them already. I may have done all the undercoating, all the priming of the models beforehand as well. So there is a big illusion on sort of like, this is how many I completed in a day.
I see.
Yeah.
So you prep the bases ahead of time.
Yeah, if I can do it's infinitely easier.
That makes a lot of sense. I hadn't considered that when batch painting. That makes that is an element that's already done. So once it's done, it's assembled and you're done.
That's it. That. Yeah. If you can pin the models as well, then you can just drill a hole into them, and then because the problem is if you paint a base, if you glue a model to the base, all it's glued to is the paint on the base, rather than the actual base itself. So you could breathe on it and it would just fall off because the paint comes off.
Paint comes off.
So yeah, so that's why usually if you're going to do that, you usually have to pin them first.
I see.
So the pin goes through and like holds it in place. Yeah, that's, as I said, 30 or 40, but that was very generic, like skeletons or something silly like that.
But that's good. Like so many. It's good to. I've had a one shot in mind for forever, and it involves an entire skeleton army, like an army of like not just a skeleton, but all the skeletons.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. Like maybe we'll have to do that if in a future stream. We'll have to have you back on, and we'll do some more batch painting together, because I don't have massive batch painting. I just have my two little hobbitses that I'm trying to finish up today. Cool. But that'll be a fun stream. Like, let's print up a bunch. Maybe even share the STLs with you, Elston. Yeah. And then you're printing them up too. And then it'd be cool to like share the STLs, and then like, can we have a mini painting challenge race? That might be kind of fun.
Yes.
Just like a fun. Like, here we've got like 2 hours in the stream. How many can we get done in 2 hours?
I love that idea. I'm so down for doing that.
What do you guys think out there? Would you guys want to see a speed? It'd be I don't know how it's a race. I guess it's a race. I don't know. I guess it's a race.
I'm going to let you into YouTuber secrets here. Ooh. There's a potential collab going on, which I had to actually bail out of, and it's a 24-hour speed painting challenge. So I'm like, with a certain couple of YouTubers which we know. One is a kind of vegetable that goes in a jar. The other one, has a name and then hobbies at the end of it.
Yep.
And then the other one has the word geek at the front of it.
Subtool.
Yes.
Very subtool. I think we all have vague ideas. Very vague.
Yeah. Yes. So I was invited. Now the only downside is I live about 4 hours away from all of them, and they all live within like an hour's drive of each other.
Very close.
So the idea was that everyone was going to start at like 10 o'clock at night, and then just would run through for 24 hours. And I was like, if I've got to drive 4 hours and unload all of my gear and then do that, it's not happening. So, well, and the other thing as well, the time frame got moved forward. They were going to plan it and doing it September. I thought they were doing December, but it's got moved to September. And my new man cave is being built, so I can't go at that point because Man Cave 3.0 will be underway. So, yeah, I've had to bail, unfortunately.
Well, I have a feeling that it's not going to be the last time that opportunity presents itself with those fine lads. It'll be fun. We'll have to make. We'll even if you miss that one, maybe once Man Cave 3.0 is set up, we can get you warmed up. This will be like the training. It's like the boxer training before the big day and before the big event. Maybe you come up and you warm up on the crazy crafter.
I have decided as well that I'm going to do my own 24-hour challenge because I don't seem to be able to ever fit in a 24-hour speed painting challenge against anyone. So I'm like, who's the best person to go against? And I was like, myself. So I'm just going to do one on my own to see how much I can do. It'll be like, is it a collab? No, not at all.
Doesn't matter,
Yeah,
but still a good challenge. Isn't that the truth? We are always our best competitor. That is true.
Yes.
The battle is internal. Well, so I guess that might be a pretty good one. Preluding, like as far as like one of the first tips is the kind of the preparation, like you talked about, like a little bit of the preparation ahead of time, how you lay everything out with the like having your bases set up, whatever you have to do to prep the mini, like all of them, anything that's going to prevent you from stopping while you once you commence the painting, right? I guess that might be a pretty good place to start all that prep.
There's something that sort of goes along with it, which is one of the basics, which no one ever really mentions that too much, is it's something I'm doing a video that I'm preparing at the moment that goes through all of my techniques and everything that I do for batch painting. But one of them is the simple fact of people hate batch painting. There's a very negative connotation that goes with it, with speed painting and everything like that, that this is such a tiresome chore that, I've got to do this over and over again. And yeah, there is repetitive elements of that. Yep. However, there's an element which I feel a lot of people completely screw up at the very beginning. And it just breeds that negativity even more, and that's literally the position you're in and the seating position. So I've got this gaming chair, but it's got a lumbar support down at the back. So my back is, most people sit like that when they're painting.
Right.
So all the pressure goes onto your shoulders, your spine, your neck, right. And that causes a lot of damage. Whereas my lumbar support is kind of pushing my back into this backwards curve. So basically my stomach sticks out.
Right.
So rather than being all the pressure's there, it balances it all out, and I don't feel pain on that element. So it's a very basic thing, but no one ever mentions it, that you got to look after yourself, and like if it's painful to do this stuff, it's not going to be fun to do. It's not
going to be fun to do. Well, you bring up a good point. Just position and posture, right? That's important.
Yeah, exactly
having a comfortable chair, which I am not.
You on a stool?
I'm not on a stool. I'll show it to you here. I'm on this wooden thing.
Oh, that's an outside chair.
It's an outside chair. It's hard, and my butt hurts at the end of every stream. I think the list is always long, and any like content creator out there will tell you the list of gear is always long. But I've neglected it for such a long time. A good chair is something that I really need to get.
Yeah. It's really it's quite tragic that these gaming chairs are they're really good for your posture and everything, but as soon as you get one, everyone's like, oh, look at the fancy chair. You're like, it's literally good for me. It's good for me.
It's good for me. Yep. Maybe that's what I'll tell my wife. It's good for me, honey. It's don't you want my spine and butt to be healthy? Don't you want those things healthy?
Does your wife want a good butt?
Does your wife want a good butt? Well, she's got a good one, but we want to maintain the health of we don't want it sore, right? Just because it looks good doesn't mean it's not sore from a long day of hobbying or streaming. So,
sure. Yeah.
Keeping it real with that chair, Lo Gwyn says yes. Also, I missed it earlier. Zane said in response to your mini painting, he's like, I expected more from Elston from 30 or 40 in a day.
I'm so sorry, Zane. I'm sorry.
Yeah, disappointed. Let you down. Well, this good. So I love it. Having a little bit of prep, having a good comfortable chair to work on that supports your back and the health and good health and posture. It's great. Mm-hmm. It's a great note. Let's dive into what I've mentioned my hobbits, but what are you working on today?
Ooh, should we switch down to?
Yeah, switch down.
Down cam.
Let's switch here. Where did we sync it? Oh shoot, did I sync it? We didn't sync it. I could have synced it, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
It's all right. Next time we switch over to the crafting cams, we'll go 1, 2, 3, and it'll sync. But
okay, all right. Well, we'll do it again.
We'll do it again. Hold on. All right. Hold on. I'm coming back. Ready?
Right.
We're gonna go. We're gonna do it here and ready in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I faded mine. I screwed up. I mean, we synced it, and we're good for now. But I should have cut it instead of transitioning it. We'll move on. I appreciate you trying it. Well, you gave me a second take, Elston.
No worries. No worries. So, right. I am doing a couple of different things at the moment. So, I've got this bad boy on the desk. Let's see if we can bring the lighting in a bit better. There we go. Something like that. So, this is from Lion Tower Miniatures. I was going to spray this up and get it ready to paint, but time escaped me. So, I might do that in a minute. It's drifting all over. Also, that resolution is very strange. I am... For me, it's very stretched out. I think I've got my resolution as a bit.
Oh, it is a little bit stretched.
Yeah, give me a second.
You can fix your resolution. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Do your thing. You fix it. You fix it how you want to.
Can I do that? Rendering process.
While you're fixing that, we've got a question that popped in from Ham and Jam. Ham and Jam, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us today on the Crazy Crafter live stream. Let's see. The question from Ham and Jam is, what is the best flesh what is the best flesh paint up to highlight? What's the best flesh for highlighting? That is the question.
That's now question. Return question.
Yes.
What color flesh?
I knew that was gonna be. I've hung out with too many awesome mini painters in the last year. That was gonna be. I knew that was gonna be the follow. What kind of flesh? What kind of flesh? Ham and Jam. Tell us, and Elsa will share it with you.
Yeah, I'll have to just test out a few of these things and see how they come. Oh, where's my resolution on Zoom? Where's resolution?
Well, you say you want some resolution for your stream. That's how that song goes, right?
Yeah, you'd think it'd be in video somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. Where are you? I'm not seeing it. Anyway, we may have to just go into really stretched big view.
Right. It still looks good with the stretched view, bud.
Yeah, I get I get commented on when I do my own streams. They're like, "Oh, look, we're in 90s vision," and I'm like, "Oh,
90s vision."
I'm trying.
It still looks really good.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice,
put it down there, Ham and Jam. What flesh are you looking for? Like, what color are you talking about? What color flesh for highlights? I mean, typically I would say, right, Elston, there's a light and a dark. Right? So, like, if you're painting orcs versus, like, just like a human flesh tone, right? Like, there's going to be different highlights for that. But let us know if there's this particular one, Ham and Jam, that you're looking for. He's painting bolt action World War II and knights. Ooh.
Okay, and knights, are we talking medieval knights or are we talking Warhammer knights? Because they are two very different things.
Let us know. Warhammer or medieval knights. Medieval kniggets. Tabletop Ready Minis is back. Where'd you go? Welcome back wherever you went from. Did you time travel? Did you go into the future? If you went into the future, was Elston able to fix his stretchy resolution?
Most definitely not. I think it's part of the camera itself.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm not going to bother doing it. Let's just go back to doing some painting with stretchy view.
Painting with stretchy view is okay. So you show us this figure and talk to us about this figure. This thing is awesome. Look at this thing.
Yeah. So any Final Fantasy players, let's do a zoom because we can do that kind of stuff. Yeah. Let's get some more light on. Yes, cool. So, any of you Final Fantasy players may know of I guess they're called gods, or I can't remember the name of them, that you can summon to do attacks for you. One of them is Ifrit, and this one's from Lion Tower Miniatures, and this is his take on Ifrit. And it is awesome. If you wanted a scale comparison, if my hands are not enough, that's a Tyrannid. Oh, let's find a Space Marine. There's a Space Marine. So there's a Space Marine, and it's very hard to tell the height of that because I have stretchy cam, but that's fine.
Nice. That is super rad. I love that mini. That mini. Mini. It's freaking huge.
Now, I got this ready, especially because you mentioned that you were going to be doing a Frost Giant, and I was like, cool, I'll do a Fire Giant as the opposite.
Cool.
But
that's what I should have brought. I should have brought my Frost Giant out today to work on.
It's fine. We've got hobbits to do. We can do Frost Giant another time.
That's true.
Yeah, we can do. So I was possibly going to be doing that. I'm trying to look around for anything else. It's close to hand that I can paint that just needs paint and not priming. So I have a tank.
Ooh.
Oh, hang on. This is one I traded.
Holy shnikes.
Yeah, it's there's a Warhammer 40k faction called the Death Corps of Creek. They're basically like the Imperial Army, but the Death Corps all have gas masks, and this is a big tank from them.
That tank is rad. I love that thing.
So this I got in a trade because I can't buy things this year. So that's why it's a bit of a... I'd have to basically repaint this thing. But we could do that, possibly. The only thing is airbrushing makes a little bit of a noise. It can be a little bit disturbing.
That's all right. They're used to hair dryers on the stream with me.
Okay.
Do the airbrush.
We have we've got a couple other options.
Or
we have a big old Cyclops.
That's cool. To your right. Pull it to your right a little bit. Yeah. Oh my lord! Look at that thing. Again, quote unquote miniature. It's massive.
Yeah, we can actually practice flesh on this.
Ooh, let's do that. You want to see that Ham Jam? Ham and Jam saying medieval old Warhammer.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so old school knights. Yeah,
old
okay.
Knights.
Or for all of you kaiju fans out there.
Ooh. Yes. Yeah.
I have a Godzilla here to paint.
Dude.
He's not the monstrous Godzilla I have to paint, but he is a Godzilla. So we have a few different options. We've got Fire Giant, Cyclops, Tank, or Godzilla.
I mean, what would the next step be for the tank for you, Elston? What would you do on the tank?
I'd probably take it back to black, and then start up with all my tanks have
you're talking about just getting it base ready to like start it from ground zero.
Yeah, a lot of people would strip it, but I can't be bothered, so I just go back to black and then just take it up from there.
I kind of want to see. I mean, personally, I'd like to see the tank. Zane is saying giant Godzilla. Well, I mean, we can throw it out there to the chat. Like, what do you guys think? What do you want? What do you want to see Elston work on today? I'm highlighting my hobbits. My hobbits will have highlight in their hair and their capes and stuff. I'm doing highlights for them. What do you want to see Elston work on? Do you want to see Cyclops, giant fire demon giant, Cyclops, tank, or Godzilla? Cyclops. Sonder from 1D6 Crafting. Catch everything up. Need a quick recap of the last hour. We have the best batch painter in the world on the stream, and he is deciding what to paint. We've also been sharing some tips and tricks on how to become a successful batch painter. One of those is a little bit of preparation ahead of time. The second one is you got to make sure you have a comfy seat so you can have good posture and support yourself. What else? What else is there? Cyclops or tank? Ham Jam saying Cyclops or tank.
Cyclops or tank. Ooh,
I mean,
okay.
I would say, I mean, if we do the Cyclops, we get to see a little bit of the flesh tone, and we can talk a little bit about that for Ham Jam. So,
yeah,
and it's never a bad thing. As I'm working on flesh here too, and I'm about to highlight, that would also be helpful for me.
Yeah, we can do that. Cyclops or tank. I mean, Cyclops is looking like a winner.
Cyclops is looking like a winner. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that. Right,
Let's do it.
okay. Just going to test out the airbrush and see if it needs cleaning or anything. But yeah, and another thing for you batch painters who want to become aspiring batch painters or whatever, like that's a thing. Aspiring batch painters. Positioning, as I mentioned, of like your actual body is important, but also the positioning of your tools and where you are and what you're doing is also equally as important. One thing you don't want to have to be doing is constantly moving from one position to another. So you kind of, if you want to do batch painting, you want to effectively kind of lock yourself into a position,
okay,
and then make sure that's comfortable, and then be able to operate within that sort of position.
Yep.
So everything is within arm's reach. I can grab this here, I can grab this here, I can do this here, I can do this here, and it's all got its own equilibrium, because you don't have to keep on like stretching over to grab this, to pull this over here, to do this, to do that. When it comes to batch painting, if you want to talk about efficiency and speed, is every second counts. And it sounds extreme, but it really does when you're
if speed is a factor, right? Of course, that makes 100% sense.
Yeah, if you're painting 100 models and one extra little action takes you an extra 10 seconds to do, that 10 seconds multiplied by 100 is
that'll add up.
Is then 1,000 seconds. So, and then if you have to do that multiple times, then yeah, it's just try and make everything as efficient as possible. Less movement, less steps, less things until you get to the point where you're happy with it. And I think that's one of my most important tips is just accept that if you're going to be doing mass batch painting, that it's not going to be a absolute work of art. It's if you're painting on mass scale, your quality is going to suffer to a degree. It's kind of inevitable. You can't. I mean, if they had to paint 1,000 Mona Lisas, it wouldn't be a very good Mona Lisa, would it?
That's true.
So
if I were to paint one Mona Lisa, it wouldn't be very good.
So it's just something to don't beat yourself up about it, and accept that your model doesn't have to be absolutely amazing, because what is amazing is you've painted 100 of them.
Right.
So give yourself respect and give yourself enough kudos to go, right, okay, cool. That's fine. I've done an awesome thing here by doing this much.
I like that. Like, just again, managing your own expectations, very important in the hobby too. So like, being okay with the fact that you're going to be batch painting and you're not going to try, and you have the goal is to paint the horde, so to speak. You know,
yes.
Paint the horde, as it were.
Yeah. What's the saying? Not perfect, but complete, or something like that.
Oh.
Or finished. Finished, not perfect, or something like that. It's basically it doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
Don't beat yourself up about it. It's fine. It's allowed.
Yeah, imperfection. Embrace that imperfection. It's not. It's. It's gonna happen in the hobby. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Dude, I need to get a freaking airbrush.
It's before I had one, it was so infuriating seeing people just go, no, they've done that really quick. Oh, they've just done that really quickly. It's just like, I'm gonna have to spend like 50 minutes doing what they've just done in like 30 seconds. Uh, it's really interesting seeing Pickle get an airbrush because he's talking to me about stuff that I learned like 7 years ago. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, all of this is just ingrained stuff now. I've got to try and remember all the little things that I just do out of habit.
Out of habit. Yeah, I think that's something that I think it's easy to do. Anyone who's like offering tutorials or teaching someone a skill set, like forgetting and remembering what it was like to be someone who's new to the hobby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to catch up. Cyclops is the way to. I really want to learn how to paint flesh properly. Well, we're gonna work on it today, Song.
Yeah.
We're working on that. So quantity over quality. That's right, Zane. That's what we're looking at. You can always revisit it later too. Lugwin saying that's a great point too. Just because it's painted up in that one moment doesn't mean that you're done. You can always come back and revisit.
Exactly. There is. That's the saying that escapes me completely about being finished, not perfect. Is all too true. Just like you can come back to this any time, and a lot of the time, as long as the paint is thin enough, you could just If you really want to start again, you can just start again. There's no real issue with that.
I've had something very unusual happen with this mini, Elston.
All right, what's that?
This mini, I don't know if you guys can see this here, but his cheek right here. Do you see this like one side of his cheek that's like super blotchy? It'll come up on the stream, but it's right. It's like right. Hold on. It's right here.
Give me a second. I got about a 20-second delay. Here we go. Yeah. Okay.
So it's like the gray primer. It's like the gray primer, Elston, from when I
okay.
Base painted him. It never took paint.
Oh, weird.
It never took so it's like this. I keep trying to I put the wash over it, and I didn't really notice it until I started highlighting. Right now, I'm like, man, that's never really.
It's like he's got like talcum powder on his hand and slapped his face.
Kind of. It's like it looks atrocious, and this is Richard Sam for his wedding, and it looks terrible.
So now, question: can you put a thick paint on that, and will it stick?
Let me see. I'm gonna do thick with it right now.
Yeah,
that's what I kind of just did, and it made it look worse.
So there's paint on that now,
dude. This looks so bad, Elston. I don't know what is going on. I've never had this happen.
If there's paint on it, I thought it'd gone back down to the resin, but if there's paint on that, then you're fine.
Check this. But look at this. Look at this. This is shitty. I've never had this happen. So let me do this. Okay, you guys see? Do you all see this blotchy face? Look at this face. So here's it's like it moves to like the autofocus when I take my hand away. Let me hold him here, but it's right here. It's this big ol'. It looks like he's put on clown makeup on the left side of his face. So,
one of those days he thought he was Two-Face.
The diorama will do the talking. I know it'll do the talk. Like, it'll be fine, Tabletop Ready Minis, at the end of the day, but, like, it will bother me. I'm going to be there at the wedding, and it'll probably be the table I end up sitting at, and I'm going to just stare at Sam's clown face cheek the entire time. Elston, what is going on? Have you ever encountered that before? What is that?
So, if there's paint on it, that's fine. If the paint is literally not sticking to it, then you've got probably like the resin is not fully cured, and
that
like
maybe
it might be that I'm assuming you 3D printed those.
I did.
Yeah.
I printed them here on my printer.
I've had it sometimes where the models basically leak. It's really quite strange, but they sometimes whatever's going on inside of the model, the resin, just keeps coming back to the surface. And I've never really figured out what actually causes it. It mainly happens on hollow models that don't have drain holes.
Okay.
So there's like a pool of resin that's not cured inside it, and it just seems to leak out of it. It's very weird. Because in theory, to me, resin when it's cured is solid.
It's solid. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how stuff leaks out of solid things, but apparently that is the thing with 3D printers. But if that paint's taken to it, we can then just work on it.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I've layered it up pretty thick, and we're gonna try layering on. Now that it's dried, I'm gonna layer on some Goldman flesh contrast on it to see if it works. If that helps. I mean, that's what I put first time, and it kind of was all jacked up. Logan is saying a bike degreaser maybe to like help it.
So now that you mentioned it's contrast paint, that's an interesting thing. I've noticed with contrast paints that they retract when they're drying. Sometimes they will pull the paint away from areas. So they will literally just, if you've covered it in paint,
yeah,
when it dries, it actually in some areas it will just pull the paint away.
Maybe that's what it did.
Because I've had it where I've drenched a model in contrast. In certain areas, maybe where it's not clung to right or whatever, when it's drying, it pulls the contrast paint off, not the other paint, just contrast away from it, and it goes back to the base layer underneath. It's very weird, but I think it's a contrast thing. So,
well, I think I fixed it. I think it's still I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit, but that's interesting when you're saying like a bit of bike degreaser, like. What kind of bike are you talking? Like something you'd oil your chain with? Is that what he's referring to? Like bike degreeser? Am I saying that right or wrong?
Possibly.
Like, let me know what you're talking about, bike degreaser, Loquin, because that's an interesting. I've never thought about using that before, and if you've used it, I'd love to know about that. That's pretty cool.
I know there's. I use a degreaser to like clean my 3D printing area.
Oh.
So after like cured resins, because there's that bit after it's cured that it's still just kind of sticky, and it's a bit like apparently degreaser gets rid of that. So I don't know. One from Mr. Luca Geek Gaming on that one.
Nice. A bit of bike degreaser. It's putting too much paint over the wet paint can remove paint also. Yeah, it's so interesting. What you described there is kind of like not, I don't know. That's not what happened though. Like it's been from the get-go. Like I think you might be right, Elston. It might have just been the resin not curing properly. I feel like it might be that.
Possibly. Well, see, after you put that layer of contrast on, let it dry, and we'll see what it does. If it sticks, then cool, jobs are good.
It's definitely, this one's sticking, but I've had to layer like that thick layer of flesh paint down, but at least it's sticking. So he's got a little bit of a dirty side on that one face, but that's okay because that side of his face is actually leaning to the left, and it would be shaded from the light anyway. So I'm okay. It looks much better.
Gotcha. We can go through highlighting as well if needs be, but to be honest with you, with models that small, contrast paint does most of the work, and you can
sure does.
Yeah, that'll do.
I mean, it really does. Like, it looks really good. So you're hitting it. You're doing the zenithal right now.
Yeah, white ink.
You're doing the white ink on it right now. Man, I fucking need an airbrush. God damn. That's so cool. Let's see. So, Elston, I'm painting Nurgle and have been batch painting them, but still trying to get a good finish. It takes too long. No good feeling of finishing. It takes too long with no good feeling of finishing. Model tips. Is say that question? Did you get that one? I'm trying.
Yeah.
Trying to get a good finish. Trying to get good finish. It takes too long. With
no good feeling of finishing. So yeah, if I'm reading that and interpreting that and an assumption from a feeling which you get when batch painting is when you're doing mass hordes, so this is where most people give up with batch painting, is none of them are done until all of them are done. So to kind of contextualize that, basically, because you are working on the same step for every single model, you get no satisfaction of a finished model until the very end, at which point you get an insane amount of satisfaction because you've just done all of the models.
All of them.
So the way to try and tackle that feeling is go for the small wins. And you can be happy with this is looking a little bit better, or this is looking a little bit better, and just go with those small wins. And you don't have to do this monstrous like, ta-da, I've done this, and
right.
everyone's looking for that dopamine hit of, like, show this off, I've done all this cool stuff.
Right.
Like, it doesn't have to be that way. And you don't have to. It's like a strange thing I have in my lifestyle where I will disappear off the radar for about a week or two while I'm batch painting, whereas a lot of other social media content creators will still be talking about whatever they're doing, or they're doing this, they're doing that, and I will just disappear because I'm working on it.
I see.
But that's tricky because you deprive yourself of the dopamine hit, and you deprive yourself of that gratification or validation, or whatever we want to call it.
Right.
You just need to understand that it will come, and it will be done eventually. But there is a real slog at some points in time where you're just like, this color is gonna destroy me, and I don't want to play anymore. That happens to me. That happens to, like, everyone that does this stuff. There are some very boring parts, but as I said, none of them will be done until all of them are done, and then all of them will be done, and your job is done. Which is maybe a lot of people, a lot of hobbyists don't look at it that way, and that's completely fine. But I look at it as, this is a project, this needs to be completed. Whereas a lot of hobbyists, maybe not so much. They're like, I just do this because it's my hobby.
Right.
So it's a different kind of mindset switch. Neither's right, neither's wrong. It's just a different way of looking at things.
Different way of looking at it. Yep. I mean, I think that's a great tip to offer, and also, like, what works. What works best for you when, like, pushing through a project like that, like something that's big. I mean, I don't know, like. I think just, like, truly, like, setting away some dedicated time for it. I like to try, because any time for the hobby, because it's something also Cross was mentioning, that tabletop Ready Made is, like, being able to we're talking about pushing through a project and completing it. I think for me too, it's setting a time, dedicating it to, it's just dedicated hobby time, where it's a time to unwind and focus on just the hobby and relax. Yeah. So, like, that always helps me jump into a project, because I'm like, oh, like, who doesn't want a little bit more relaxation in their life, right?
There's also I'm telling everyone that's everything that's going to go into my big secrets video. There's a real harsh reality which I don't tell many people, but it's something which I need to outline to everyone, is not everyone can do it. Not everyone has the ability to do it, and not everyone will be able to do it for a multitude of reasons, but a majority of the time, it's your life situation. You might not have the ability to set aside 5 hours a day to paint for 101 different reasons.
Right.
But so to take away from that into, if anyone wants to compare themselves to me, is like my situation in life is I don't have children. I have a dog, and there's me and my partner, and I wake up at 4:30 every morning and do painting
Right.
for about 2 or 3 hours before I go to work. Now, if you're not an early riser, that's not going to be for you.
Right.
If you have children, you probably going to have less chance to do it as well, because children, they're the most important thing in the world, so you need to dedicate time to them.
Right.
A big Chilling Wargamers motto is family first, and yep, it's understanding that, and understanding that you might not be able to do it is absolutely fine. Work within your own limitations, and just because it can go very, very bad if you sit inside and you just work hobby and you shut everyone else out, and everyone starts getting worried and confused and everything else going on. Everyone else is a human being and everyone else wants your attention at the same time. So just bear that in mind, that sometimes you just can't.
I think that's a great note. It's just like other times it's okay. Like it's good to walk away from it. And for whatever reason, whether that's actually taking the time to connect with the people that matter most. Like that's equally important, because like the hobby is gonna at the end of the day, it's not going anywhere. It'll be there for you.
Yeah, we are lucky in this hobby that we can pick it up and do it whenever we want to. We don't actually need the internet, although most of us use some kind of internet usage when doing all this stuff. But yeah, it's not required. So yeah, it's just one of those things for people to bear in mind. Not to don't stress yourself out about it. It's a hobby at the end of the day. If you want to do it, and you really want to push for it, is a beautiful thing in the world is there is more time than people realize. However, you do have to sacrifice things for it, and that is usually sleep. So just on the note of sleep and why I do it early instead of doing late, is the simple fact, when you get to the end of the day, your body is slowly shutting down. Yeah. If you do it at the start of the day, your body is slowly waking up.
This is
so
true.
You actually just start getting better as the day goes on. So get a cup of tea or coffee, just sit there. You can sit there for like 20 minutes before you actually start doing anything. You can just have a look at stuff, but you will just slowly get better and better. And trust me, once you got past that 20-minute mark, you're as good as awake. So you just operate from that point.
Lil Gwen is saying, I always found when I was gaming more, the need to complete for a game motivated me to keep playing, right? But now I'm more painting oriented. I don't have that type of motivation. Oh, but see, that's the shit. It changes, and it gets
it's super interesting. Yeah, because I know that feeling when you play games. If you play, for example, if you play Warhammer, you play a game, and something does especially well, you're like, that guy's getting painted up.
Yep.
Lo and behold, the next game, it'll be the first thing to get shot, though. Because that's just the way it works.
That's the way it is. Oh, that's true. Oh, that's true.
Let's do some painting.
Yeah, get some. How's he look? He's all primed up there.
Yep, all primed up. So
now, what will be the next step with something this large? I'm curious, Elston. What would be the difference? Like, so we have this large Cyclops. Would you still use the airbrush, or would you go to a small? Would you go to the brush, just a regular brush, if it were a smaller mini?
There's a couple of tricks. I'll see if we've got enough time to do them. Where I'll do a bit of both. Where I'll go in with a brush. Then I'll come back in with the airbrush and then go back to a brush again. Okay. It's a kind of a weird way, but the Zenithal Highlight does a lot of the work for me right now, so I might not need to do that much of it. Okay. I'm thinking going. I'm in an R in between starting at a mid tone or starting at a dark tone. And I think I'm going to start at the dark tone. So
Okay.
this is African Shadow by scale color, but it's a browny purple,
Okay.
effectively. And I'm just going to kind of glaze this on to get me a kind of a base tone down, and then I can start using it for highlighting up to some higher levels.
I'm trying to get my guy to focus here so everyone can see. I've got his cape highlighted. Got his cape highlighted. I've got some arms and some flesh highlight. I'm going to let that dry for a second, and then I'll go back and I'll probably do another little wash on top of it to kind of just slightly tone down that just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Nice, nice.
Dude, I love that. I love that flesh tone.
It's nice, isn't it?
That's a great flesh tone.
It's as I said, it's kind of an interesting one to start. Like the key with flesh tones is it's depending on what level you want to go to. Oh, I keep on using the word level. Depending on the quality you want to go to with them, or how much in depth. Is purple is always a good starting point, and purple is a good starting point for a lot of colors. To be honest with you, it's a naturally good color for like shadows instead of black.
Mm-hmm.
So, using a purple-ish color like this is a good starting point. If you do it on a miniature, which is more your D&D or Warhammer scale instead of a massive one like this, do your like basic skin tone and then wash it with the purple.
Ooh.
And then you get it's kind of what Gilliman Flesh does. Gilliman Flesh is just a little bit warmer.
Yep.
But the purple wash allows you to basically go to a darker level. It gives you a bit more contrast.
Yeah, I like that. I like that deeper contrast there. Like that's it. It helps bring up out all that depth of any piece. Man, that I like. What brand is that again, Elston?
That's Scale Color. The company's called Scale 75. The paints are really interesting because they dry very matte, and you don't really realize it until you've used them, and you're like, wow, that is quite matte. And whereas the paints you're probably used to are all relatively like satinish or glossy even, whereas this comes out as this incredible matte color, which is very fun for blending.
Dude.
But it's the wonders of the airbrush just allow this to be so much easier.
Yeah. Oh.
So then we'll work on doing a bit of skin highlight. I'll probably have to pick an area to do because I don't think I don't think I'll get the whole thing done in the time that we've got available. But
yeah, it's always it's always fun to start a project on this stream and let it sit for a while. Although I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
I've done pretty. I cleaned up and did a pretty good job of decreasing that pile. And my work in progress bin is a giant. It was a giant bin, and now it's only
a large bin.
Yeah, it was a large bin, but it's not. It's not anymore. So
okay,
it's got some good progress has been made as of late.
Is the goal to get to an empty bin?
I mean, the goal is to get to an empty bin. I would love to do that. It's hard to do right now. So normally, I would, summers, unless I've got work booked, are a little lighter for me. Typically with like, kind of it's either working at a workshop, or building a workshop, teaching somewhere. But normally I'm not directing. Like I'm directing this summer, and that's the main craft of the summer is the show. So I would have a little bit more, like, my son is at summer camp. It would be a time where I'd get a lot of, I'd be crafting up a storm. I truly, if I didn't have the show, I'd be streaming at least 4 or 5 days a week. It's probably what I've been doing, because might as well, right? I'm here at home and I can stream and craft and hang out and hobby away, but that's all right. I'm quite enjoying whatever time I get right now.
Yeah, that's fair enough. How's it going over there with like lockdown restrictions easing and everything like that?
A little bit of a hiccup in the last week, Elston. So I don't know if you last Saturday or this last week on Saturday, just a couple days ago, LA County did this, not the rest of the country, but LA County's trying to curb it. Our cases went up from there's about 1.5% new cases on a weekly basis, and then the last couple weeks, everything's upticked with, it went from like 1.2% to like 3.5% new cases. So a lot of that what that's resulted into is, before, you could go into LA County lifted mask restrictions, so you could be indoors without masks.
Okay.
And I always was kind of like, that's cool. I'm not taking my mask off if I go indoors, because not everyone is vaccinated yet. So, so anyway, that's where we're at. It's a little bit of a step backwards. So hopefully that, coupled with more folks, taking measures to get a little poke in the arm, will send us back in the right direction. How about you guys?
Well, so Monday we had our mask restrictions lifted. So basically, it's all fair game now, effectively, which is it's worrying, and I applaud so far what I've seen. Where I went out on Monday to post some parcels, and everyone at the post office still wearing masks.
That's good.
All the shopkeepers, all the people in there, it was like, that's at least good to see some sensible things, because some Brits, not so much. Not so much.
Why on earth, whatever do you mean about people not being sensible? Anyway, it's all over the place, my friend. All over the place. So, I hope, with the new variant and it being kind of the primary strain that's going around, the Delta variant is a little, it might see the cases uptick. I'm hoping, the biggest thing that's coming around, like right now, at least that we've seen, is because we've lifted it for about a month and a half or two now with that down that restriction.
Sure,
and all it does is it's giving it a chance to find the folks that that aren't protected, and unfortunately, it's weird. It's weird that the science is accurate. So hopefully, I have nothing but good hopes. Here's hoping that everything just continues to tick and head in the right direction.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bumpy road for a little bit, but fingers crossed.
We're on our way. I think. I hope.
Yes, indeed.
Dude, I'm trying to do a little bit lighter feathering. My first highlight on Frodo was pretty heavy on the highlights. I'm trying to get a little bit more. I'm trying to be a little more finesse. I'm adding a little more finesse in this one.
Okie.
With Sam. How you doing over there? Let's see.
I've just finished up all the base skin tones, so now kind of at a good point where we can throw
so cool.
a little bit of another color in there. See if we can get some some stuff going on.
It's looking good, Elston. That purple's looking great. Hi, Mom. My mom is running around. She's working. She's running. She's doing some laundry right now.
Well, mums are great. They come
Dude.
in and they just like sort stuff out. You're like, oh, so cool.
Dude, it has been huge. Like, we were very fortunate. She moved in with us when, the plan was always she's retired, and when we had Ben, she was just like, well, I'm moving back to California, and we were very fortunate when we were looking to buy a house at that time. We found a place that has its own like little mother-in-law suite out back. So she's got like dude, it's like talk about mom, like moms have always been clutch, but those early days when especially when we had Ben, like we had a sitter the whole time. Like we had someone to, and he got to be with grandma, and like he developed so much during that time, like being there, and like I love that relationship that they have, because dude, there's nothing like the relationship with a grandparent, and he loves his grandma. So
that's super cool.
Tabletop Ready Minis is saying, do you sell merch, Colin, or have a membership program? No merch as of yet. I know several members of the foam family have been like have gone to great lengths, right? Zane's gone so far, bless his heart, to like try some like designs for me, and I go back and forth on it. I do have a Buy Me a Coffee that's linked in there. That's what I have right now. I do probably need to set up some sort of like Patreon at some point, but the Buy Me a Coffee is the one that can go directly into supporting the channel for now, Tabletop Ready Minis.
See, you're kind of similar to me. I've been doing this for like 7 years now, and I have not set up a membership program. I have not set up Patreon. I have not set up Buy Me a Coffee. The other day was the time when I figured out people can donate to my channel, and I have no idea how they do that.
Oh, is it on the chat? They can do it on the chat, can't they?
Yeah. I didn't know they could do that. And I was like, oh, people can send me money.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Did you get your kebab?
No, I didn't.
Oh, no. You need your kebab.
No, I had a salad instead. Yeah. No.
The bless your heart was a good thing, Zane. I don't see it in that comment that you're referring it to. It's not bless your heart as like, oh, he tried. No, it's bless you as in like you are a gracious individual for taking the time to offer up your design expertise. That's where that was. Not
awesome.
Not that. Oh, bless his heart. No, that's not what it was supposed to be, bud. Right. Zane and I both have Buy Me a Coffee accounts, right? Zane and I both have. Yeah, the Buy Me a Coffee is a great way. Just like little things here and there. You guys have supported the Crazy Crafter channel, and you guys have thrown it up there, and all that goes back into making this channel mo better. So I appreciate that. If you want to buy me a coffee, you can head on over to the link. It's in the description of this video. It's also on kind of the cover banner on my YouTube channel. There's the link to the Crazy Crafter Discord, which you can join. There's Buy Me a Coffee. Another great way to support the channel is subscribe to the Crazy Crafter. I'm close to I'm getting close to 600 as of today.
Nice.
It's been uptick in the last couple of days here. Just a few. I'm at 591 right now. So hey, that's the other one. Subscribe to the Crazy Crafter channel if you haven't done so already. That's the next big thing you can do to help support. Help me grow.
I was waiting for someone, because I've been looking at my analytics recently, and to anyone that's a big YouTube content creator, you know that can be a bit of a death trap. It's like it can be a bad place to go.
Yeah.
I've turned it into a positive from my negativity, because I was waiting for someone to go, so how many subscribers did you get last month?
Oh.
I had a look. I was like, please someone ask me, please someone ask me. And no one asked me, and I was like,
How many?
-13.
-13.
I was like, I so want to tell someone.
Minus 13.
But,
Oh no! But again, what's the positive? What's the positive for that? I want to hear it.
because it's hilarious. I can't say it to anyone, because if I say it to anyone, everyone goes, "Oh, don't worry, you'll be." I'm like, no, this is funny now. Like, I'm trying to see how many I can go backwards instead of going forwards. It's just like, yep, YouTube does not like my channel.
Oh.
But it makes me giggle on a daily basis. So that's the big upside that I have to it. I'm like, cool, down another 6.
Yeah, I was talking about this. I can't remember who was talking about, who actively goes through and is just like, I unsubscribe to your channel.
It was Zane last week.
Was that Zane? Yeah.
Yep, I remember.
I don't understand why people are just like, no. And then people that actively I guess it all comes down to the people that comment like an audience and want some attention. Like those folks that negatively comment, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, who cares? Who cares? Like, throw some positivity out there.
It takes a special kind of someone. But I think I've met a couple of them in real life, and they're like, oh, I do it because I'm bored. And trolling is just their thing.
It's their hobby. It's their hobby, huh?
Yeah. That's where I think I really switched off from like all of these comments are just air as far as I can tell. So I've just kind of become a little bit numb to it now. I'm like, okay.
How long have you had your channel now, Elston?
7-8 years.
Wow.
Something like that. I'm one of the old school vets that kind of watched everyone else get famous, and I was like, I've missed the boat on that one. Okay, let's try adapting to their way of doing things. And then I was like, but I'm so lazy. Right.
Yeah, I share those. I share that mentality and those sentiments. It's just like, I really like the community. I like building the community. I like sharing information with the community. But it's easy to let it. I mean, it's easy to let it consume you, and I think it's a different challenge too, for folks that is their livelihood, and it is a different game. Like, I learned early on, for me, and maybe this is just because of kind of my gig lifestyle, but I can't put it all in one basket as far as what is going to hit, because at any given time, I have to be an actor, a fight director, a teacher, and all of these things, collectively together kind of balance each other out for the year.
Sure, yeah.
And they allow me to do not just one thing, but multiple things, and it's just, they all come in waves, and sometimes they come. Sometimes it's like, oh man, feels like a tsunami, but other times, for that, it's kind of really what saved my bacon during this last year. So
yeah.
If all the eggs are put just in fight direction or theater, I don't have any income for last year. So I was very fortunate to have many irons in all the fires. So
yeah, I mean, it must be scary, because you're kind of living on a knife edge. Just if that is your sole income, and then YouTube goes, no, we're going to change our terms of service, or whatever. Right. You're like, ooh, right. I've just lost $400 a month.
Yeah, it's it's a very scary edge to walk, I think. I'd love to get to the point where I have enough commenters. Anyone feels balls enough to drag me. So far, it's all been supportive. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it's all been positive. Cross, your channel is awesome. So it's gonna happen though.
Don't worry.
It'll
trolls
happen.
are there.
Trolls are there. They're coming.
It's a good sign as well. If you do get trolls, it means you're doing something really good, because they only come after people that are doing good things.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. What is it? Ah, I believe that's coming in from you, Tabletop Ready Minis. He says, not that you would want coffee in this heat, but get an iced latte. I'll take an iced latte. I'll take an iced latte. Thanks, Tabletop Ready Minis. I appreciate that.
Nice.
You know me at Campaign Terrain. You guys they're having jokes back and forth. Look at you. You're going to finish this giant Cyclops before I finish highlighting my 2 hobbits over here. Jeez.
Unlikely.
I'm getting some hair. Okay. I think I keep asking this, but Frodo's got black hair. How should I highlight Frodo's hair?
Blue.
Blue?
Yeah. Very, very small amount of blue, and then touch it up with a tiny bit of white on the top.
So blue around the edges, and then a little bit of white on top.
Do a halo.
A halo.
Do a halo of blue. Thin it down a bit so it's not super electric, but
So you're saying blue.
Yeah.
I shouldn't use Temple Guard blue.
No, don't use the sky blue-esque, more like the deep blue elements, I would say, or navy blue or whatever.
I've got one. It's called I actually picked it up. I really like it. It's called intermediate blue.
Yes. Perfect.
An intermediate blue.
I know that one. Yes. Do that. Thin it down. If you want to mix it with a little bit of black, it's up to you. And then do a halo, and then in the line that you've done the halo, do a thinner line of white.
On the interior?
Yeah, on the interior of the line.
Okay.
In fact, actually, go with the light at the top side of it, so that it's white, then goes down to blue. So effectively, you'd have a half and half mix. So half of the ring would be white, half of the ring would be. But hang on a second. All right, okay, I'm gonna help you out. Black. I
like the idea. I think I'm gonna get a little black and mix it together with that.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can help you out with showing you all my Cyclops.
Zane says the muscles are popping off that Cyclops. They're looking good. They look great. They look great.
Yeah.
Zane?
This is from a company called Print My Minis. I think
Minis.
It's a side company of another model company called Atlantis Miniatures, and I've been good friends with Dan from Atlantis, much like I'm good friends with Dan from Lion Tower, and they both 3D design things. And Dan was having a few issues with support, so he asked me to test print this to see if it would work for the backer. So this is basically, I had this before everyone else did, because but Dan, all of Dan's models are insanely ripped, ridiculous.
Nice.
They even did like a snapping turtle ogre, and
cool.
that's got a shell and that's ripped as well. And I'm like,
everything's ripped, baby.
Yeah, a little bit confused, but okay. Everything has about 16 packs on the abs, and yeah, awesome models though.
That's cool. What's the name of Print
My Minis?
Print My Minis. Okay, cool. Check that out.
I believe. If not, have a look for Atlantis Miniatures. If you want the physical copies, that's where you can get them.
Cool.
Let's get this on here. Luckily, this insane heat that we've got right now should hopefully dry this relatively quickly.
How how white should the interior circle be, Elston?
Mix it with a little bit of a blue
Of
and
the blue?
see if it looks right. So what you're looking for is, that reflective sheen that hair gives off. I can't show you my own head as an example because I have no
Because you
hair.
have no hair.
But when you look at people's hair, an easy way of kind of like justifying it is if you ever look at like anime hair.
Yes.
That's quite an easy way of like figuring it out. Just follow their paths, what they do.
Oh, snap. This is working, Elston.
Yeah.
This is working cool.
So a common mistake a lot of people make with hair is they start painting it every individual strand, and they start dry brushing it so you can see every individual strand.
I resemble that remark.
Yep. But that's not how hair works. It only works if you're looking at it like really, really close.
Yep.
If you're not, like we are with models, you won't see every single hair. So you're better off highlighting it as if it was a solid object. So usually they kind of resemble spheres. So highlight a bit like a sphere.
Highlighting like a sphere. Well, this is great because it's exactly what I'm doing. I got a little bit of white left here on my wet palette. I'm gonna mix that with the blue. I love this intermediate blue has become like one of my favorite things to like it. I use it all, man. I use this thing for highlighting all the time because it's like that perfect color to like mix dark bases with and then shade stuff and like get it. I use it in everything. I love it.
It's the perfect intermediate blue.
Yep. All right, let's get a little bit of the white. I guess that is a little bit drier than I'd anticipated. It's hot, even on the wet palette. It's drying out quick over here. We're hot out. It's hot out here too, Elston.
Yeah, when you're doing whites and stuff like that, if you can ever get drying retarder, it's a bit of a godsend, especially when doing like eyes and stuff.
Yep.
Because it just stops it drying out instantly.
Let's just mix these two together. A little bit of white with the blue.
I probably should have let the Chilling Wargamers family know about this, but I did forget to post a link in there, so we don't have the usual amount of craziness that follows me.
Not
usually.
The last time that we're gonna have you, a fellow Chilling Wargamers, on. Like it's I in the midst of opening the show tomorrow, I didn't do a very good job of. I should have promoted it more too. Like it's such a great treat to have you on.
We haven't had me and Pickle on the same stream apart from Lord of the Bling.
Part of Lord of the Bling, yeah. We'll have to do one where we get both of you lot on here for sure.
Sweet.
Is he's streaming today, isn't he?
He's cancelled today. It's far too hot for him. Yeah.
Okay.
Far too hot for him.
All groovy. Interior part. Oh, snap.
Figure it out?
It's just, I'm like, not paint. I had to, it got to, so my DSLR it didn't overheat, but it shut off to like protect the camera.
Yeah.
Because summer in the desert is warm. I need to get a cooler setup for this thing. But the halo effect on Frodo here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can get him up here so you guys can see. Now here, it looks. I'm trying to see so you can see his hair. But it looks great. This halo effect. His hair.
Yeah.
Looks cool. And it's
nice,
highlighted,
man.
like, I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this.
Yeah, dude. It's looking good. From what I can see on the stream, it looks awesome.
Yeah. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
So, we're at, like, let's do a little bit of recap. Holy crap, Elson. We've been doing this for almost 90 minutes.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
really.
Time goes fast.
Time does go fast when you're streaming. Having good company and hobbying always makes the time fly.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a recap. We've done kind of like the preparation. Right? This is a little bit of prep. There's making sure you're comfortable and supported, right? And then, so comfy chair, enough prep ahead of time. What's another good one? We've got we've advertised 5. Let's see if we can come up with 5.
So we also had the understand your own limits.
That's
with
right.
It. So
that's 3. Understanding the limits.
3.
Yep.
So the next one I find is my own motivation for it. And find your motivation for doing it. That can be like a real clutch point, because it's so important to be able to have a reason for doing it.
Right.
Because it comes across as not much fun, and it's probably not as enjoyable as doing all these cool effects on one mini or anything like that, because it's just repetitive. Is find your motivation for it. My motivation is a really it's giving away a very in-depth secret of mine. Mine is incredibly selfish. This is gonna make people question me a lot.
No.
Yeah, it might. So it might. So with me, I have to give you a little bit of a background history. So my dad was a businessman. He owned his own company, and that was kind of his thing. I grew up with him being a businessman and him teaching me about business and stuff like that. My mum was an artistic person, so I'm this odd hybrid of a businessman and an artistic person. But my motivation is I look at every model I paint as a value. As a value. So when I say that, what I mean is, if I paint a model, I evaluate it beforehand. If I were to sell this after I've painted it, what value is that?
I see.
And therefore, is my time actually worth money? Effectively. So, and it's a bit of a hobby hoarding kind of element to it. And sometimes I do have to throw that thought process aside, because sometimes there's just cool minis at the end of the day.
Right.
I want to paint them. But for example, a lot of the stuff, and it will become clear if anyone goes back to watch my series on painting everything over this year and understanding the value, is it's giving me the value of what I'm doing is worthwhile, and if all goes wrong, then I can sell for that value and recoup money from it,
which is very smart.
Yeah, to benefit my own financial situations. So there is a secret project which only a couple of people know. Michael knows about. I can't tell people on here because they'll give it away. But with that kind of mindset in mind, I look at everything I paint and just put a value to it. So if I'm painting a large army from Forge World or Games Workshop, I work out how much that cost, and if I sell it, I should be able to sell it for at least retail value. Should be more if I've done a good enough paint job, and therefore how much money have I made on that? So it's this weird artistic business joint thing in my head, which allows me to push on and motivate to complete things, because I go, okay, well, when this done, in my head I have earned $2,000 or something silly like that. It's not that I have earned that, it's the justification in my head that why I've spent like the last 13 hours painting a little goblin horde. It cost me 80 quid or something like that. So yeah, it's a very, finding your own motivation for that, I think, is the most important thing. Now, whether you take any kind of similar aspect as me, or if you do your own way. So a most common thing is, you've got a game coming up, and you want to have painted minis for it.
Right.
A totally valid motivation, but if you don't have that motivation, I don't think you're destined to do very well. You might just be bored and paint insanely fast, but there's always something a little bit underlying. So I would say find a motivation to do batch painting, and then it will give you just that little bit of a kick when you're in a down space, or things aren't going well, it's looking very dull, it's very boring. That little bit of motivation can just push you on past the boring part into, oh, cool, it's starting to look good, and then you get the dopamine hit at the end once it's all done. So, yeah, that's motivation. Find your motivation is that next tip, I would say.
That's a good tip. Finding, yeah. I mean, if you can have that that push and that drive, that does make a huge difference. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's also something to be said for boosting your own social media presence / own ego. For example, everyone's kind of caught on to the fact that I'm a batch painter, so I push myself to become a better batch painter, and I try to surprise everyone with a new thing every time I do it.
Right.
It's not always possible, but something like that, and if you get a persona, is lean into it and enjoy it, because, yeah, why not?
Why not? Why not indeed? And, you know, becoming known for something is that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all.
No.
Not a bad thing at all.
Exactly.
Dude. I'm happy. I'm getting happy with these Hobbit highlights. They're looking.
Yeah.
They're looking pretty good. I threw some Agrax back on them to like kind of just layer another layer of contrast. But this cape is looking pretty baller. I'll show it up there on the stream. Samwise's cape right now. So Samwise just got pulled out of the water. So the next step for him, Elston, will be several layers of high gloss varnish.
Okay.
So high gloss varnish to make him look wet.
Now, here's a question for you.
Yes.
Is Frodo's cloak the same color as Samwise's cloak?
It is. It's supposed to be different, isn't it?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, well,
because they're both elven in theory. However, one's wet, so
Shit.
what happens to clothing when it's wet?
It's darker.
Exactly.
Well, Samwise's cloak is definitely darker already, so I just need to go back and make his a little bit.
Fine.
Now, what color are they again? I've gone back so many times.
I thought they were like a forest green, weren't they?
Okay. I think they are a little bit greenish.
I'm going off movie here, though.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna put some green down, and I've got some white. So if I make it a little bit lighter with that, and dilute it with that, maybe. Let's go with that. Let's try it. Let's see how this looks. It is lighter. That's such a good call, Elston. Such a good call, my friend.
Look, those small little things is just little bits of detail can kind of make it like.
They definitely make the difference. Now, what did I do with my brush that I just had?
That's an important part of it.
What did I do with my brush? I love it. My head wasn't attached. Yeah, I have no idea what I just did with that brush. Did I put it back in here? No. What did I do with it? Bloody hell. Okay. I mean, I have more brushes, but I'm like, what did I do with the one I just had?
It's gone. It's gone.
It is. Goblins ate it.
Is it behind your ear?
It is not. Wait, is it? No, it's not.
Is it in front of your fingers?
No.
Is it? I think other place it could be. Near your water.
It's not near my water. It's not in my water.
Is
this is
by
a
your
fun
paint?
part of you remember how I was talking about making highlights of the stream? Like, this is what it needs to be. It's
Yeah.
like, where's your paintbrush? Where's Colin's paintbrush? Anyone see it? I don't see it. That's not my paintbrush. This is the one I've been using to mix. Balls. Did it fall on the ground? No.
Have you? You haven't stood up, have you?
I have not. I didn't tuck it on I didn't put it on my leg. I didn't do anything it's.
Is it in your lap?
Oh, I put it back in the freaking paint.
Brush holder?
I put it in the brush holder. It was hiding behind one of the bigger ones. All right, I found it. Crisis averted, everyone. I'm still crazy, but good lord. Okay. All right. If you guys haven't done so, want to head over to the Crazy Crafter Discord, you can post your works in progress. We'll head on over there. We'll take a look at what you guys have been working on.
Sweet.
But for now, a little bit is the forest green for Mr. Frodo. Oh, Mr. Frodo. You need a little bit of green. Need a little bit of green in there.
I was watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine yesterday, and Samwise was on that. I was like, oh, he gets everywhere.
Dude, he's been around for a long time now.
Yeah. It was really weird because I didn't know him apart. I think I'd seen him maybe once before Lord of the Rings. And the next time I saw him, he was on 51st Dates, the Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, he's great in that.
He's like, has he got a lisp or something like that as well?
I think so. And then he's also he's like this total kind of beach stoner.
Yeah.
He's just kind of a beach bum in it. It's great. I really like that movie. That's a really good movie.
Hasn't he got a silly, stupid tan? And
yes.
He's always wearing really tight shorts or something stupid like that.
Almost as good. Have you ever seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
I haven't, no.
Oh, you gotta watch Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Okay.
It's a really good American comedy with same folks that do 40-Year-Old Virgin. It's Judd Apatow.
Yeah.
But Paul Rudd plays this surf instructor in Hawaii, and he steals the movie. He's awesome.
Paul Rudd is I want to say he's one of your national treasures, but
he is. I would say he's an amazing actor. I really like Paul Rudd a lot.
Yeah, I'm really happy he's in the new Ghostbusters.
Dude,
So oh, thank God!
So excited for that one. Did you see? There's a new movie coming out called The Last Duel with Adam Driver and Matt Damon coming out. That got released yesterday. There's that. Ooh. There's The Green Knight.
I've heard of that.
The Green Knight is I think it's Dev Patel is starring in it with an all-star. It's basically Sir Gawain from the Knights of the Round Table, and it's his quest for honor and glory. It looks absolutely, just from a visual standpoint, it looks stunning.
Nice.
It looks so good. It looks so good.
Yeah, I'm big into my kaiju movies at the moment. Godzilla vs Kong is big up there.
It was everyone. That's a fun flick. It's a fun popcorn flick.
Yeah, it's not the storyline, not great. There's nothing really to it, but it's just the visuals on it, and the fact that Godzilla is actually fighting a bit like a reptile would fight.
Yep.
Quick and snappy. I've never seen this before, and I've seen Godzilla do a full-on drop kick from 3 miles away, skidding on his tail.
Right.
From the old school days, which is just ridiculous.
Which is brilliant.
Yep. And then there's Shin Godzilla, which is just a bit weird. Just a bit strange.
Just a wee titch. Oh, yes. Yes, Mr. Frodo, with your green cape.
It seems strange. We're doing, like, there's tips for batch painting, but we're not actually batch painting.
Right. That's okay. Like, we can still give tips for... I mean, I feel like the batch painting desire...
It'd be very boring.
Like, I mean, it would be... I think the speed batch paint, if everyone, like a bunch of people are participating, gets... The excitement starts getting... The level gets upped with that. But, I mean, I'm okay with still dispensing great knowledge on how to become a little bit better of a batch painter, also while being productive on the things that we want to be productive on. It was awesome that you decided to work on some flesh here. So look at this. It started off purple, and like walk us through that process, because we started off purple, and then you layered. What did you layer next there?
So after the African shadow, I went in and started mixing burnt flesh with that, and then I've jumped to pale skin. Let's just have a see if I can get my zoom back to here. So I'll bring these up. So these are the three colors I'm working with now, and just to show you what my wet palette's doing, it's this mess that's going on here is kind of my transition effect. So went there, mixed that with that, then went that, then mixing that with that, and then eventually be that. So
that looks I mean, it looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
Zane is saying your skill. He's like, Elston, your skill absolutely amazes me. Yep. I mean, that's...
thank you.
It's true. It looks epic. Love that. See, that's something I'd have been terrified to do early on, Elston, as a mini painter. Wait, I gotta paint the skin purple before I bring it up and like layer those like layering that down just would have been. I'd have never done it. I'd have never done it.
It's one of those. It's like all life skills and stuff. Sometimes there's a weird way of going about something, and you're sitting there thinking, "Oh, this is really weird," but obviously enough people have been through the process that they go, nope, just stick with it and watch it happen, and it does usually evolve out. Unless you're trained up by an idiot, in which case you're better off just leaving and finding someone else. And there's a lot of idiots on YouTube as well.
What?
So
are you what?
Yeah.
Weird.
Sorry. Actually, sorry. Let me rephrase. There's a lot of inexperienced people that then backtrack themselves once they figure out the other way of doing it.
There you go. That's true. I mean, the other way would have been sufficient too. Would have covered all the grounds there.
Yeah, some idiots. But yeah, inexperience. That's all it is. And the only way, this is the weirdest thing that I personally find very strange is people not trying. People don't. They're like, oh, I can never paint like that. I'm like, have you ever tried? And it's the weirdest thing when people are like, well, no. I'm like, so you've never tried to paint like this, but you say you never will be able to paint like this? And it's kind of a confusing statement that I always kind of sit there scratching my head. I'm like, well, just try. You're not going to get it straight away. But you'll get a step closer, and then the next time, another step, and then another step. And
yeah, the willingness to try something new, so important. So important. Like,
I mean,
how do you... Anyone who's like, I have all the answers, like, okay, buddy.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, you got all the answers. Sure you
Good for you.
That's the first red flag.
Yeah, I'm going over here. Enjoy yourself. Yeah, it's I can understand sometimes people worry if their model is expensive. They're like, I'm afraid of ruining it. I'm like, but it's yours.
Yeah.
It's yours. You can do what you want with it. And if it goes back to, you know, my motivation of like putting a value on things, I think a lot of people subconsciously do that, but they don't admit to it. So if they've bought an expensive model, they're worried about messing up the paint job on it because they think it will get devalued somehow. So it's a little bit of everyone think about yourselves if you've ever thought that way, and then realize, are you doing the same as me? So now, Colin.
Yes.
I need to bring this up with you because Pickle's not here.
Oh, he's here?
He's not here.
Oh, he's not here. Okay.
No, that's fine. And he might watch it back later. He might not, because he watches a lot of things. When we say the word badges, and then I say the word badgers, can you understand the difference between the words I'm saying?
You saying badges versus badgers?
Yes.
So badges, I think of like a police badge.
Yes.
Badgers, I think of the mean, gnarly thing that I never want to encounter in the wilderness.
Exactly. So, now, have you seen the episode of Chilling War Gamers where me and Pickle discussed this?
No.
So, badges and badgers out of a Yorkshire man's mouth sound exactly the same. Exactly the same.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt of that. I can
Badgers.
hear badges and badges. Like yes.
Badges.
Yeah. I'm hearing him saying it right now.
Yes.
And
Now I get called up for talking very posh, and I'm like, I'm not posh. I'm just normal, as far as I'm concerned. But yes, there's an episode of Badges and Badgers on Chilling War Gamers. I will find a link for you.
Please, I need to see this.
It's a day when Spud's not around, so me and Pickle, when that happens, usually there is some kind of chaos. To be honest, it's basically whenever I get free reign to do something, there is usually some kind of chaos.
Some chaos ensues. Awesome. I mean, sometimes you gotta let chaos reign, buddy.
Exactly.
Sometimes chaos has to reign.
Yeah, it's just, life can be fun, but then life can be even more fun.
Tabletop Ready Minis, it's going back. I got to catch up in the chat. Tabletop Ready Minis. So I was young when Lord of the Rings came out. I'm just now getting to know Merry and Pippin actors, Dom and Billy. They were my favorite hobbits, but definitely now they are so funny. Yeah, they've got a great
podcast.
They've got a great podcast that I need to start listening to out there. Have you listened to that? Have you listened to
have you listened to it? Any of it?
I haven't. I need to because I'm commuting all over the place right now, and I'm sure it's just absolutely brilliant.
Mary's voice is completely different to what you think it sounds like in real life. Like, it's probably the furthest away voice than you thought. It's like, so for example, like a quote is like, "But you're part of this world." That is nothing like his voice. It's like, "Hello, my name is Billy." And you're like, "What? Sorry?" It's the deepest sounding guy that sounds like he smokes like 60 a day for all eternity.
That's what we call classically trained in the business.
It is such an interesting thing. And listen to it. It's just comedy.
Friendship Onion. That's the name of it.
That's it. Yeah. Good show.
Tabletop Rennie. That one video says those abs. For the Cyclops here. Bro, badgers are fair. Campaign terrain. I know how it makes you feel so. I know it makes me feel so young. Tabletop Ready Minis, Jeremy Crossfield. Bro, badgers are feral. I got chased by one. They're proper growling menaces. No way. I don't want to be chased by a badger ever. No way. Badgers? We don't need no stinking badgers. Nice Treasure of the Sierra Madre reference. Cross from Campaign Terrain. Old Humphrey Bogart movie. Good job.
See, if Pickle had said that, everyone would be like, "Yeah, but policemen need badges."
They'd have been making fun of him.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love it. Okay, I'm doing a good job, I think, with darkening
Yep.
his cloak here, and
Yep.
now they're an actual green. I'll show them off here in a second. Oh my goodness. Only supposed to be about 10 minutes left on this crazy stream, Elston.
Wow. That's gone fast.
Has gone fast. To having a lot of fun. That's exactly what I needed. I needed a little bit of a hobby. I haven't really had a chance to hobby since last Friday when I was on the stream with Zane, so it's
well, I'm always here to help.
I'm always here to help. If you need someone to hobby with.
I would try and do the accent, but it will just turn into a Mongolian wizard accent.
You should do it.
It's like, I will always be here to help.
You're right. You are right. That was an accurate assessment. I applaud you wholeheartedly.
I can't
going down that road.
There's so many accents in the UK, like Welsh, Geordie, Manchester, Irish, Scottish, and every time I try and do one of them, it will just turn into another one, and then it'll eventually turn into a Mongolian wizard. I am absolutely rubbish.
Because why not?
Always ends up like a Mongolian wizard.
It does sound like a Mongolian wizard.
Yeah.
I love it though, Elston. Bravo for not even second guessing it. You just did it, Elston. I love it. You are a champion. You're like screw it. I don't care. It's gonna sound like a Mongolian. But you're like, I know where it's going. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not gonna try. If I try, it'll just end up back here.
Oh my gosh.
It's like going around a one-way road. You know where you're going, so you just might as well just follow it.
I would say that I mean, that way you blend your colors there together too, Elston, is an integral part of the batch painting process, because once it, like, if you layer it properly, right, you can just go, like, as you continue blending everything as you go along, you don't have to backtrack with it. It's just it's almost like the assembly line of it.
Yeah. Well, I did we get to 4? Was that how many we got to?
I think we had
tips?
4 so far.
Okay. All right. We'll go for the last one. The last one is understand. This kind of wraps into the whole efficiency thing I was waffling on about earlier. Is understand what is easier to paint, and understand what is going to take you more time. So, for example, if you're going to do a zenithal highlight over anything, that's easy enough. If you're then going to cover it in a dark color, you're going to have a real hard time painting a yellow on top of that. So tackle the light colors first if you're doing something like that. Tackle whatever's hardest first. Or if it's easier, airbrushing a color and then painting everything else and over the top of that color, then fine, so be it. But practice, and work out what is most efficient when it comes to colors, or just even the paint that you're using. Is the paint a wash? Is it going to take over this color? Do I need to use a different color first? Do I need to lay down another color before this to be able to make this one work? So it's worthwhile doing a test model before you get started, just so that you are aware of the process that you're doing. As I said earlier, each process can take a while. I equate it into every step that I do will take me 1 hour at least, and I work out that way. So if I can reduce the steps down by doing something easier first and then avoiding me having to do another step like contrast paints, then so be it. That saves me 3 hours worth of work.
So that test mini, super important. Yeah,
really, really important. You'll see it in an upcoming video this Saturday where I don't follow that advice, and it takes me a lot longer to do what I wanted to do. So you can see me actually not follow that advice, do it a different way, and how much it Gives me a headache.
You can see me not take that advice and fail. Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Elston is a true hero level painter. It's true.
Oh,
he is a true
thank you.
hero level painter. I mean, I hope, what's it, Ham and Jam, I hope, if you're still around, that you got to see some layers and how Elston has layered up the flesh on this build today. It's absolutely glorious. So this is a, what is the phrase I'm looking for? It's a master class. That's what I was going for. It's the master class and how to do some good flesh layering here. It's really good.
You are far too kind.
It's true. My camera has gone out over here on the Nikon. Let me go adjust that real quick. I'm gonna go turn that back on real quick, and then I'll be right back. And then we'll take a quick pop over to the Discord, look at that, and then we'll check out some of y'all's work. Hold on one second. Let me BRB, enjoy the music and enjoy Elston painting his mini in quotation marks.
Can they hear me while you're away?
Yeah, they can hear me while you're away. Chat away.
Yes. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Elston channel now. This is not the Crazy Crafter anymore. This is mine. This seems to happen every time I'm on an American stream. I seem to get left in control of things. So, how are you all today? I'm going to talk in this weird accent for a little bit, just so that you are aware that I'm near enough insane. Colin is back.
I am.
Hello, Colin. Colin.
What did you do? What did you do?
Just wait and see.
Oh, no.
I have to say I switched into this accent for some odd reason. I don't know.
You switched into this accent. Were you trying to imitate my accent?
No, because I'm really bad at accents.
I was gonna say, I just turned into a Mongolian wizard anyway.
Yeah, I've got like David Attenborough and Mongolian wizard, and that's all that's in my repertoire.
That's it. Those are all you need.
Yeah, so
those are all you need.
Today we are going to see this whale mount another whale.
Things that I've never thought I would hear, which would be Elston say, today we are going to watch this whale mount another whale. But I have, and I'm grateful for it. Okay. Oh my lord. Let us move that up. Oops. I need to bring this back down. Elstonation logo can come down. There we go. Yeah. We're going to transition over to the Discord here. We're going to check out some of y'all's work in progress. It's been a while. I've been busy again with rehearsal. Oh, man. People are making... Is this dirty nachos from the other day? It is dirty nachos from the other day.
Oh, is that pickle again?
It is pickle. It was pickle the other day. Look at his dirty nachos with chorizo, beef. Look at that. That looks really good. His dirty nachos look amazing. I want nachos now. Who doesn't want nachos ever?
Nachos are awesome.
Nachos are awesome. Chaos Archer from the set. Never been better than model design. Let's face it, that hair alone is enough. Look at that. That Chaos Archer looks outstanding, Logwen. What a fun mini. Do you ever string your bows on your bows for miniatures, Elston? Do you string them or no?
I've never done it. I think I would go insane with the amount I have to do. I think I would lose it. So
you should string it. You should string. I'm telling this to Logwen. Logwen, you should string a bow on it. You should string the bow.
Yeah, it looks cool. If you're doing a few, definitely it sounds like a worthwhile thing. Yeah. But just
for batch painting, probably not.
Nah, no.
Probably not the thing that will keep your sanity healthy.
No.
That looks fantastic, Logwen. Love that mini. Love the mohawk. Gotta love the mohawks. Gotta rock the mohawks for shizzle. For shizzle. Elston whispered the secrets of the universe while I was gone. Oh, thank you, Dave. I mean, I already know the answer to that, and I'm putting it in the chat right here. Boom. Yep. 42.
Whales mounting whales.
Whales mounting whales. Whales mounting whales. I don't know why I did mine in Gandalf, but I did. Let's see. More from Lil Gwen here. Pile of Shame Revisited. A model shop closed quite some years ago and bought all his Grey Knights. Anyway, in this age of Primaris Marines, for those who follow 40k, I didn't want a bunch of silver midgets. So here's a Grey Knight Primaris upgrade. Oh, he's got a giant-ass glaive. Look at this. Oh, this is cool. What a cool mini. I love the epicness and the detail on some of these GW minis. I love all the modeling that comes along with Warhammer 40k and like all of the Warhammer series. It's just they look so they I'm glad I don't paint them, because damn, I know that would be even my hobby expenses would increase even more. But they just look like so much fun to paint.
Is this the Spartan cast one?
I don't know. This is the one. This is not the Spartan cast. This is the it's a Grey Knight upgrade. What did you upgrade with it, Lil Gwyn? Did you kit bash the glaive on there? Or how was the upgrade? What did you do to upgrade it? 5th edition Chaos Archers, I have a little drawer full of those, Rick Smith says. He's liking those too. Let's see. Zane's got an update officially done with this roof of shingles. Zane was on a never-ending quest of shingling. How many shingles? We're going to do a little giveaway. If someone could guess how many shingles Zane put on his build, then I'll paint them up like I would paint them up or at least print them out. I would do something. I would paint you. I'll paint you some cool custom miniature from my STL files, and I'll send it to you.
I'm gonna go with like 362.
Oh my gosh! But this is gonna be for the total build, not just this roof. This is a layer. This is a roof, Elston. How you batch paint minis. Zane likes to build
I mean, I thought I had
epic towers and make them extremely detailed. So
I thought I had a problem, but
Zane's got the bigger problem.
Yeah,
dude. So look at these individual shingles. So tiny. Love it. It's coming along, Zane. That's such a cool build, and I can't wait to see the video on that one when you release it. Let's see what else we got. Chimera Wargaming circus stage sketches here. Ooh, the circus builds continue from Stefano. Elston posted a bit of hobby. Here's your batch painting for you. 86 goblins.
Yep.
There we go. How long did it take to paint, Elston? 86.
1 week.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
86 minis in a week.
As I said, I screwed up on a lot of different parts on that one, so you'll see the video on Saturday. Otherwise, that would have been done a lot sooner.
Oh, let's see. Wendy is joined. Good evening to you, Wendy. Welcome, Pirate Queen Pickle. Hello, hello.
Hello, Wendy. I have corrupted the stream a little bit, so it's fine.
It's good. It's a good corruption. We'll take it. Look at these. These look so good, Elston. These goblins look great. I love their armor. I love the fabric underneath the armor. The kind of that burgundy, that deep burgundy.
I had such a complex with doing those because I had multiple different influences going on, and I couldn't really make a decision on what it should be because on the Games Workshop sort of box art, it's very vibrant red.
Yeah.
Ben from Benji's Hobbies did a video where it's again kind of vibrant. I looked at the movies and everything's in darkness anyway, so I have no idea. And then I was like, like bit of an in between. So it was vibrant red, and then it got dulled down a bit.
Wendy says only 86 in a week, Elston.
I know.
These came out great. Thank you. What a cool collab that'll be, and I can't wait to see how they look paired up when they are married happily with where they belong.
Yeah, Michael sent some beauty shots earlier of the board. It was just
Nice.
like, oh god.
Yeah, it's gonna be epic. This is great. Tina is working on some little houses. I love this. She's using kind of like a pumice texture for the exterior.
Cool.
On this look great. I want to do a bunch of little batch painting of like simple houses. I'm so like, there's so many things I want to do. I get a little bit of time. I get about, I'm not gonna have as much time as I want because I get about a month before I have to go back to before the fall semester starts. Yeah. But I really want to take like a couple weeks if I can. I need to get all my I need to bust my butt now, so by the time this show ends in a couple weeks, I can just hobby. Like I want to go hiking. I got a backpacking trip planned to the Sierras and to go get lost in the wilderness for a few days. And then that and hobbying. That's what I want to do, Elston.
See, we can't get lost in the wilderness down here. The country's too small, and then you'll just run into a sheep. And you'll be like, oh, no, do not want to deal with a sheep right now, because they just, yeah.
Dude, I run into sheep. You made me think there's a big painting of, one of the central set pieces is a painting of a sheep in the bar in the play. And I was just like, oh, yeah, that's a nice bovine pastoral. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, bovine's cow. And they were like, I was sitting there next to my stage manager and the broadcast director. And I was like, yeah, bovine's cow, Colin. I was like, well, maybe it's bovine. And they were like, they were not impressed.
I mean,
they major eye rolls. Dude, these houses look amazing, Tina. I love Tina Martin's build. Tina Martin's build, yes, please, give him to me. Yeah. I love these. Oh, there's a glass. See the red wine back here. Oh, what's this little hut? Look at this little hut back here with stone. I want to see that. Look at that thing back there.
Yeah.
This just looks like cardboard. She just did cardboard, and I don't even think it's foam. I think it's just a little bit of cardboard with some chipboard, maybe even cardboard rooftops here. These look great. Yeah,
she's like the crafting version of me.
I think
it's just
so.
A machine.
Like legitimate. That's 100% who I compare. You guys. She is definitely to terrain what you are to batch painting minis.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So good. Okay, man, Stefano, where do you create? I want to know where Chimera Wargaming gets all the time to create all this awesome content. I feel like Stefano's doing multiple things every week. It's insane. Bricks for days. Next one is pretty simple. We got bricks coming here across. Awesome. Definitely head on over to Campaign Terrain. Give his latest video a like and sub to his channel. He's got a lot of great tutorials up there. Look at you, Elston still, dude. I just popped over to look at your Cyclops real quick while I was looking. I'm like, holy shnikes.
Yeah, I don't stop.
Creating Mike, thanks for the invite. My current work happens to be a build from The Hobbit, so this is a diorama that Creating Mike has put together. Nice. I'm gonna check that out, cool. Mike. I'm not familiar with your channel. Head on over. Give it some show it some love, y'all. This is the pumice pumice fine medium that Tina is adding. Yep. That's a good one. That's a really good one, Tina. I love that stuff. Zane from Zane Morgan Crass. This is Tornado Sirens. I don't even know if it'll play. I'll play this afterwards. I don't know if it'll come through. I don't think the audio will come through anyway. We'll play that after. Tabletop Ready Minis. My progress on Nurgle Army from Tabletop Minis. Oh yeah. Look at these.
Cool.
Looking good.
I like that. It's called the Great Unclean one. It's that big fat thing.
That big fat thing is awesome.
Yeah. That looks. I really like the vivid blues and greens in that.
I do too.
Really kind of cool.
This is looking great. Here's another shot. Oh man, so good, Tabletop Ready Minis. This is looking fantastic. Good work.
Nice.
Good work. Oh, we're getting closer. Holy shnikes. Oh, man.
Jesus, that is big.
That is huge. Holy snap. That is massive. What a terrifying. That's what I envision inside the ice. That's what drives the ice cream truck, Elston.
Oh, yeah. Oh. I have like a Stephen King's Dark Tower kind of ominous feeling going on.
Yes. Well done. Well done, Tabletop Ready Minis. Thank you for sharing. They look absolutely killed. They look sick, man, says Rick Smith. Yep. Oh, man. Nothing vastly changed on this. This is Zane's most updated picture from this his clock tower that he's working on. Look at all this detail that Zane's putting in. Like, the ability to combine the digital STL designs that Zane incorporates into it is, again, that's unlike anything that I've seen, too.
Yeah, I need to have a play with Zane's STL files, because he sent me over some to like have a bash with, and I'm
cool.
I need to. I've got a couple of ideas. I really need to get the parts printed.
Yeah, print them up. They're fun. I did the. I've got some. He sent me some Victorian rails way back when, and I need to play around with some railing in some of my future in my buildings and stuff that I want to do. But this. Like, his sewer tile set that I bought and incorporated into my vertical towers, like, they look... It's just little details like that when you throw it in. It's just like, it's the equivalent of layering the different contrasts and highlights on mini painting. It just adds more depth to it. So cool. You'll have fun, Elson. I'm excited to see what you come up with.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Tabletop Ready Minis, old model, but want to refresh the base. Any tips on roots for this one? Oh, some roots.
Ooh.
Some root action.
Actual
Actual roots. Yeah. Yeah. Hunting some roots down, some weeds. Weeds are always really good if you can get some good ones out and dry those out because they're so intense. You could also get some. I bet you this will work for the trees. This is a Joe Levine technique that Zane has been toying around with, and I've seen Joe mess around with it on his Instagram account a bunch, where you take pipe cleaners and twist them together. And you can get that. You could also do hot glue and twine. Michael from That One Videos did that a while back. I've done that, but like at the end of the day, I think like those the actual roots are going to be the way to go.
Yeah, little weed roots, I think.
Little weed roots.
Yeah.
Killer. Absolutely killer here. Oh, yeah. Captain Pickle coming in with some pictures. Yeah. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Pooch.
I don't know what
he's like, Dad, get off this stream.
He's either that or he's heard a knock and he thinks he has to go protect. So.
Aww, he's a good puppy. This is great. This is from this mini is from the lesser known. It's a Star Trek. It's a Star Trek monster that Pickle has painted up here. No, it's not a Star Trek monster. I know it's from Star Wars. No big deal. The Balrog here from Lord of the Rings looks absolutely killer, Pickle.
Yeah,
I love all the lava and fire effect he's got going on in the legs, on the shoulders, the flames. This looks the sword. This is spectacular work, bud.
I like the fact that he converted that because it's only supposed to have one weapon, so he sculpted one of the arms to hold the other weapon.
Oh, that's right, he did, huh? Yeah. He's got that. That should be revealed, right? Like that's he already do that video?
No, he's not done. No, that's coming out.
Okay.
That's coming out Saturday.
Cool.
He basically said he's releasing the video, so all of us are rushing to get our videos ready for Saturday. So.
It looks great. This is cool. Just playing around with some After, like having some fun with some Photoshop here. The source lighting here is really cool. Like, it looks cool, man.
Yeah.
Well done, Pickle.
Super cool.
Well done. Kev from Immersive World Crafting, kit bash for the Nurgle Malignifier with Maketh Lord parts. Holy shit. This looks terrifying.
Yeah, Nurgle does that to people.
Nurgle.
It's
This is how the ice cream is dispensed from the ice cream
I,
truck that goes
I,
around.
exactly that. Did you ever watch the old '90s Spawn cartoons?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's the vibe I'm getting. It's
Ah,
just
great paint job. Great. Oh, look at all the pus and everything. It's so cool.
yeah.
So good.
Kev is really good at getting all those realistic effects in.
Creepy. Creepy as F. Fantastic, Kev. What a really cool build in Kit Bash. Well done. Well done. Wow. That's it. That's the work, y'all. You guys
We're at the end.
You guys have been killer. You guys have been killer with all of your work. Thank you for sharing. As always, if you want to join the Crazy Crafter Discord, there's a link in the link on the YouTube channel. I'll post it up here real quick for everyone as well. We can copy that up here, and we can get you guys up here. Boop. There's a link to the Discord if you aren't familiar with it and you want to join and you want to share your work in progress. Always happy to have you be a member of the Foam family to share what you're building and what you're working on. It serves as a great source of inspiration for the entire community. Yeah. Dude, let's take a look at it, Elston. Let's look at this. Oh,
So in full
yeah.
90s vision, because that's how my camera's decided it wants to work today.
Hold on, keep talking about it here. I'm gonna try something here. Keep doing your thing.
Oh, okay, you're gonna try and stretch me.
I'm gonna make you big screen. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make you big screen here in a second.
Oh, okay.
I want to duplicate this. Let's do 2s2. Yep, let's do that. Keep going. Tell us a little bit about it there. Show it off.
So the idea is, with skin, you basically want to go for the gradients. Is the kind of way to get definition of it. So the abs, you need the lines there. Now, how you actually highlight abs, if you want to go super realistic, doesn't look like this. This is kind of like the fantasy look of abs. If you go for realistic, the lines, the white points actually go down the middle and connect, and the darker points are at a different spot. Anywho, the idea is start with the dark color, go to the next lighter color, just keep on merging them, and try and go to the lightest point that you can, but shrink in the area that you're doing it, because then you can see, for example, here, this is near enough black. Then it goes to the purple, then it goes to the burnt skin, and then it starts merging in with the pale skin, and then you get the pale skin on top. So that's the main interesting thing about skin, is get those gradients in, get the kind of definitions in there, because that's kind of how light works at the end of the day. You need to pick points of highlight and focus on them. It's all too easy to highlight everything up with the lightest color. So just practice on restricting and only going to certain points. And it doesn't hurt if you go too far with the white, glaze back in with the darker colors to bring it back down. So that's kind of what I've done in the shoulder. I went too far, so I brought it back. And you just keep on going backwards and forwards until you're kind of happy with it. But yeah, that's how far I've got today. So, yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, Elston. It looks great. Someone tagged you for phrasing. I don't know what you said earlier. Something about bone, maybe? I don't know.
Bone.
Boning.
Whales mounting whales.
Yeah, Pickle, you missed it earlier. We got Mongolian wizard voice saying whales mounting whales.
Yes.
We've checked all the boxes on today's stream.
It's been absolutely epic. I've practiced my other voice, so they have the Mongolian wizard and the David Attenborough, and the David Attenborough mentioned about whales mounting other whales.
A mounting of whales. Oh,
other whales. So.
Getting stretched. Oh, it was the getting stretched.
Oh yes, I'm getting stretched. Yes.
Anyway.
Yes. I'm waiting for that tomorrow. The show Pickles like, oh, Elston, so getting stretched, are we?
Getting stretched, are we? Yes.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Oh man. Well, you guys, you all, thank you all for joining Elston and I today as we discussed some of some of the a great top 5 starter kit for those that are hoping to become better batch painters. Elston broke all that down. What's the recap for it, Elston? Let's run over them real quick.
I can't remember the first one.
Okay, the first one was a little bit of prep, right? A little bit of prep. Like, so
yep.
If you're going to do, Elston likes to do his bases ahead of time, get all the bases done. Obviously, you got to assemble everything, right, ahead of time. So prep. And then it was...
Second was posture.
Posture, right? Posture. And having, where you plant your arse, as it were. Like, arse, where you, as it were.
I'm not entirely sure what part of the UK from. I'm sure it was from the UK. Arse. Oh, it's gonna say it's like a seal.
What was number 3?
What was number 3? Was it preparing the area or?
No, I know number 4, or was 4, 3 or 4 was, one of them was managing your expectations of the.
Yes, I think that was number 3, wasn't it?
Managing expectations, right? So.
Yep. Number 4.
Basically, quantity over quality, probably.
Yes. Right? Yeah. Exactly. What can you actually do in the time frame? Because you might not be able to do as much as I can. So, but that's fine.
And that's okay.
Yeah. 4 was that the motivation?
That's the motivation one, and finding the motivation for it. And you shared yours is kind of got this. You have a business.
Yes. Like a monetary value.
Yeah, that's right.
Onto everything I paint.
But that's your motivation. Everyone needs to find their own motivation for the batch.
Totally. And what was the last one?
The last one, we just talked about it.
I know. What was it?
Managing the motivation. The last one was, make a test test your process out on the mini.
Yes, test your there. Do a test model so that you can figure out what's the easiest way to accomplish the goal. Because if there's a color which is really hard to paint, it's probably easy getting that one down.
Yep.
So then you can do others. So test model.
Those are all great. I mean, I think they're just, I think all of them can apply to anything tabletop related, whether it's terrain or miniatures. The last one is a good one if you're gonna do multiple pieces of terrain. I think that's the thing that I kind of did it on the vertical terrain where I had one where it was the whole thing was kind of a test piece, and then that really did kind of layer the and help me streamline the builds later on. So applicable to more than just batch painting minis. So,
exactly.
Look at that. Look at how diverse and valuable this content is, everyone.
It's like I knew what I was talking about.
it's like Elston knew what he was talking about. Elston, thank you so much for hanging out today on the stream, brother. Always lovely to hang out and paint with you. It was great. It was great to just get a little one-on-one time with you.
Well, yeah, we don't get enough one-on-one time.
There it is.
I love it, because then we can talk about Wales, Mountain Wales.
We can talk about Wales, and also Josh's Yorkshire accent when he's not here. And now I know he's in the stream. We talked about your accent. Badges. If you like the stream, and if you're new to the Crazy Crafter channel, be sure to subscribe. Make sure if you haven't done so and you've been watching the stream, be sure to smash the like button. And tell your friends about it. I'm vastly approaching the 600 mark. Onwards and upwards. Help me grow. Help me grow. Become a part of the foam family. All those groovy things. Make sure you join the Discord too, because it's one of my favorite parts of the stream. Right, being able to share everyone's work and check it out. It's mind blowing.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. If you're last but not least, please, if you haven't done so, head on over to Elstonation's channel. Subscribe to Elston over there. You can find him live streaming, releasing videos, making me shake my head going, how the hell did he paint that much, and how does it look that good in such a short period of time? You can...
If you really want to entertain me as well, I'd like you to do this.
Yeah.
Unsubscribe, but also hit the alert bell so that I get a giggle when I go back and I'm like, yes, I'm at minus 20 subscribers.
I will not say unsubscribe to Elston, because you will only be punishing yourself and depriving yourself of
they'll still get the alerts.
Of a great creator.
They'll still get the alerts, so you'll still be aware that I'm still doing content. You can still watch it.
Who does that? Who unsubscribes and alerts themselves when new content is just so they can go and like trash talk your shit? Like, is that all they do?
No, I mean, they can give it a like if they want to make up for it. I don't mind.
Oh, man. You can also find Elston and the rest of the Chilling Wargamers over on the Chilling Wargamers channel as well, where they do streams and hang out and have more amazing folks on as well. Looking forward to hanging out again soon. I'm looking forward to tuning into one of your streams, and I will await the creepy Nurgle ice cream vendor always on the stream, and I will hold my breath in sheer terror and suspense when I hear it.
It'll be there Friday. I think that's the next time I do a stream. So, but we'll see.
All right, everyone. I will see you all on Friday. Elston's been kind of streaming ahead of time, so I'm going to be hanging out over on Elston's stream, and then we'll pop on over. I'll hang out again. I'll be doing another crafting stream, and then this weekend we got Gerard Boom coming back on the stream. Stay tuned for details on what we're going to be building a tutorial this week. We got a cool concept and a cool idea about turning basically just simple. How can we turn foam blocks, giant blocks, into buildings? So kind of like building dungeon stackers, as it were. So it kind of trying to create some instant terrain. How we're gonna do that? I don't know. Gerard's gonna show us. I'm excited.
Nice.
Awesome, Elston. Thank you all. I will see you and talk to you very soon. And until that next time, be sure to craft your passion daily. Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Rock on.
Bye, Wales.
Wiles.